The Tall Man of Daintree. Sophie and Luke were adventure seekers, backpackers with GoPros and drone gear, chasing rainstorms and jungle ruins for their travel blog. The Daintree called to them. It was wild, untouched, old. They wanted to hike through it 3 days, off trail, immersed in the real Australia, they said. Locals in Port Douglas warned them. Stick to the market path. Don't go near the old growth. And if you hear someone calling your name, don't answer. They laughed. Urban legends, they figured. Besides, they had maps, a satellite phone, backup gear. But the rainforest doesn't care what you bring. The first day was beautiful. Misty air, endless green, strange calls from unseen birds. They filmed everything. But that night, just after dark, things shifted. The sound of the forest stopped. No frogs, no insects, just silence. Luke whispered, "Do you hear that?" Sophie shook her head because there was nothing to hear. Then, softly from the trees.
Luke.
It was Sophie's voice, but she hadn't spoken. Luke turned. The forest stared back. That night, they barely slept. By morning, the trail was gone. Not overgrown, erased. Even their GPS could not find where they walked from. Maybe the compass is busted, Luke muttered, spinning it in circles. The satellite phone showed static. Their drone would not launch. Sophie found something carved into a tree. A circle with an X through it. Then they saw the footprints. Long, dragging, like someone walking barefoot, but too tall. That night, they built a fire. Luke wrapped a scarf around a branch to make a torch. It burned out in 10 minutes. That's when Sophie screamed. In the distance, tall between two trees, a shape stood. Long arms, no face, just watching. Then it was gone. They ran. They didn't know where. Branches wiped their faces. Roots grabbed at their feet. Behind them, a slow, gliding sound. Not footsteps. The absence of sound. Sophie fell. Luke pulled her up. When he looked back, the forest bent. Like the trees leaned inward toward something that was not there a second ago. They huddled beneath a fallen tree trunk. And then Sophie, her mother's voice, coming from inside the jungle. She covered her ears and sobbed. Luke held her, whispering, "It's not her, it's not her, it is not her." And still the voice whispered,
Come play in the trees.
The next morning, they could not tell what day it was. Their watches had stopped. Their food was soaked, scattered. Their own footprints circled back toward them, as if they'd been walking in loops. But they hadn't. Sophie found one of their backpacks hanging from the trees, high up. Too high for either of them to have placed it. The zipper was open. Inside, their tent, torn and burned. That night, they didn't build a fire. They just sat, back to back, waiting. Around midnight, it began to rain. Not normal rain, heavy, but with no sound, as if the forest were swallowing the noise. Then the trees began to sway without wind, and they saw him, the tall man, gliding across the forest floor like a shadow drawn on silk. He had no face. His limbs moved like branches caught in water. He did not walk, he floated, and every time they blinked, he was closer. Sophie screamed and ran. Luke followed. They did not realize they were heading straight for the riverbank cliff. Sophie slipped. Luke grabbed her, but his grip broke on wet stone. She fell into darkness. Luke doesn't know how he got out. He woke up on the side of the highway, shaking, soaked, alone. The rescue teams said he was found 30 kilometers from where they'd entered. There were no signs of Sophie, no gear, no footprints, nothing. Only thing he had was her broken watch in his pocket. Luke doesn't talk to reporters anymore. He lives in a quiet apartment in Sydney, keeps the blinds closed, doesn't go near parks, but sometimes at night he hears Sophie calling his name from outside his window, from the cracks in the closet, from behind the bathroom mirror. He does not answer because he knows the tall man is not done, not until you say his name back, not until you follow the voice, not until you step into the trees.